That's 3. Do one more for me. Yeah, you're good. Hey, Brian from Garage Mahal. Today we are learning how to parallel park, and basically I have these cones set up. Let me flip the camera around. So this is going to be how the cone configuration is for most states. They typically have 4. I'm using 3. 3 is the minimum. 4 is probably better. And just to kind of give you an idea, they are basically 8 feet from that cone until that cone. And then I use the 2x4 as a artificial curb. So, and I have that position probably about 3 feet away from that cone, just to give you kind of an idea of when they are going. Give you kind of an idea, that artificial curb. And again, I put it right on the edge, so you give an extra 3 inches of buffer. And then coming forward, and then back into reverse. So it's basically a couple of very distinct turning moves. And then straighten up. And then you are basically looking to be in the box. And then we're good from there. So the box is 8 feet, so it's 8 feet from that cone to that cone. And then it is basically 24 feet in between this cone and then this one going up towards the front. And then I used 3/4 inch PEX lines, basically 5 feet tall, just to kind of mimic the having the flags that a lot of these have. And as well as you want to make sure that you have the right height cones. And so okay, so how I measure is I measure from the curb or the edge, and then we measure out without wobbling too much. So that is going to be your 8 feet, basically center of the cone. And then we'll reset this. And it's going to be 24 feet this way. And then that's going to be 24 feet, so your center. And like I said, 8 feet this way, 24 feet this way. And then we use a 2x4 as our artificial curb. And I basically position that, I mean, you can be closer, a little bit further, so if we want to go, so basically I have it 4 feet from the start of the 2x4 out to mimic your curb. Unless you have a curb, then you actually don't need it, but I would probably still use it just to give yourself that extra little bit of buffer room to make your student perfect. And again, that's everything. All right. And so you want to stop right there. So that's your pivot point on the tire. And then you're making them turn hard right, so the steering wheel's all the way to the right. And then they're going to stop. So basically they're braking the plane right down where that tire is on the other side. And then they are turning in. And then they are going to stop right about there. Probably get, that is going to be your perfect pivot point. And then they're going to come forward. And then they're going to turn the tire back to the other side. And then that will get them parallel. So boom, they're parallel, and then they make the last move coming forward. So they are centered in between the cones. And then that is how you get the parallel park. And always remember to put your blinker on when you're coming out of the turn. So you back up, put your blinker on, and then you pull out of the turn. And again, I use a simple 2x4 as a curb here. And you notice how I have the edge of the blacktop, which would be the actual curb. So you go on 3 extra inches there. And then make sure your student comes around. And always make sure that when they are coming into sight of the cones, they put their blinker on. So they're making their intention clear. And then again, you want to stop it right there. That is going to be your pivot point on the wheel. Turn your wheel hard right. Then start going into your turn. And then the other side is going to be where that wheel is. Stop right there. So your pivot point is going to be right when it starts breaking. That point on the cone right there is your pivot point. Okay? And then they're turning their hard left. Good. And then they're stopping right there. Hard right. And what I mean by hard right is you turn all the way to the steering wheel, can't go any further. Then they stop there. Hard left. And then that will bring you into parallel. Then stop right there. And then a slight right, and then that will bring you back and get you centered in the box, which we are right on the edge, but we are in, if you can tell from there. Okay. Okay, then our hard right. Then we're going to pull forward. And then hard left, and that is going to bring them back into parallel. So now they're parallel. And then they pull straight forward. And like I said, you can tell we are in the box completely. Then that's it. And then when they're done, basically they will back up. Put your blinker on, signal going out. And then you've completed parallel parking. And again, the spacing here is 8 feet by 24 for most states. And that's how you parallel park. Anyway, Brian from Garagewell Hall. Thanks for watching, and be safe out there. And I always make sure that they do this probably bare minimum 3 times in a row, 5 times in a row, so they're absolutely perfect. But anyhow, there you go. Brian from Garagewell Hall. Thanks for watching, and be safe out there.